Welcome to Hunter Beyond Time and Space Chapter 54. Life can't be restarted but can be replayed. Qing Chen had never seen more than 8,000 yuan in his life. He insisted on the other party paying cash instead of transferring the money. The old man in the gold shop counted the money and murmured, "You're cautious for your age. It's good to be cautious in your line of work. If you have another harvest next time, come to me. If the quantity is large, I'll give you 5 more yuan per gram. Take as much as you want." It seemed like the old man was treating Qing Chen like a thief, but Qing Chen didn't argue. He handed the money over and watched as Qing Chen manually checked each note under the light, not missing any security features like watermarks, security threads, blind patterns, and oblique views. Finally, Qing Chen took out 2 notes from a stack of money and said, "Can you give me change for this 50 and 20? The old man's teeth hurt. Most people who sell gold just take the money and go. Very few people are as careful as you. He opened the drawer next to him and changed 2 notes. "If you want to do good business, don't use fake money to fool people in the future," Qing Chen said. "Okay, come back often," the old man said helplessly. Qing Chen took the money and left. The old gold shop owner, who had lost his teeth and aged, looked at his back and thought that this young man would definitely have a bright future and become a thief king. He wandered around the alley for 7 or 8 turns before taking the bus home. He bought more than 10 pounds of beef, 3 pounds of eggs, and some vegetables at the farmer's market. Yiwan had told him that he needed to become a fierce carnivore now. When he returned to the building, he saw Li Tongyun secretly beckoning to him on the 2nd floor. Qing Chen thought for a moment, turned back and beckoned to Li Tongyun, indicating that she should come downstairs to talk. Jiang Shui was a time traveler known in public, and if he went to her home, he might attract attention. But Li Tongyun was just a little girl, so it wouldn't be so noticeable if she came to his house to talk. The first thing Li Tongyun said after entering the door was, "Qing Chen brother, who are the new neighbors? Have you talked to them?" "They came from Haicheng for Lu Dezhu," Qing Chen shared his information. "I heard them speaking English, so they should be from the 7th city of the inner world." "Qing Chen brother, can you understand English?" Li Tongyun asked curiously. "It's okay," Qing Chen didn't explain too much about this matter, but continued, "They must be here for your mother since they have no foundation after crossing over to the 7th city. Therefore, they want to find opportunities in the 18th city. Of course, I think it may not be that simple. They may have enemies in the 7th city, or even in the 18th city. Whether there were enemies after coming to the inner world was not something that time travelers could decide for themselves. If they didn't have enemies, with their influence in Haicheng, why didn't they seek help from other local time travelers?" According to the information Qing Chen obtained from the internet, Haicheng had a superpower and a person in charge of the Qinglong society in the 7th city. That was pretty good. But instead of spending money to find these people for help, Lu Xiaoniu and the others came to Luocheng to find Lu Dezhu. Perhaps they had offended someone and the time travelers in Haicheng couldn't handle it. Li Tongyun thought for a moment and said, "The 7th city is the territory of the Chen family consortium, and the 18th city is the home court of the Li family consortium. Did they offend the Chen family?" Qing Chen thought for a moment and said, "It doesn't matter. They are speaking English freely now. I'll listen a bit more and find out." "Do they just say it to your face?" Li Tongyun asked. Qing Chen patted her head and said with a smile, "Because they're not as smart as you." At this point, Li Tongyun ran to the bathroom in Qing Chen's house, picked up his clothes to be washed, and ran up. "Mom told me to bring up the clothes you changed out of to be washed. Brother, don't make it difficult for me. I'm just following my mom's orders." After speaking, Li Tongyun opened the door and ran upstairs. Qin Chen smiled and looked back at his empty home, starting his lonely training. No one was watching, no one was cheering. All he could do was tell himself not to stop and keep moving forward. He had heard that a loner was either a god or a beast. Since he couldn't become a god yet, being a beast was not bad. 5 days left. Qin Chen came to school early and exchanged desks with Nanjingchen, so he became Wang Yun's neighboring desk. When Nanjingchen entered the classroom, he smiled ambiguously at Qin Chen, then lowered his voice and said, "I thought you had no ideas at all, but I didn't expect you to be so active. You should have said so earlier. I would have switched with you yesterday." Qin Chen glanced at him, thinking that the other party thought he had switched seats to be closer to Wang Yun. In fact, he just wanted to listen to Wang Yun and Bai Wanner's conversation. However, this was the best way to think, and he hoped that Wang Yun would have the same idea. This way, when the other two spoke English, they wouldn't have to worry about him. Nanjingchen thought he was shy when he didn't speak, so he changed the subject with gossip. A master joined the time travel group again yesterday. He said he learned the technique of scientific fortune telling in the inner world. Qin Chen asked, "Did you try it?" "Yes, it's only 5 yuan each time," Nanjingchen said. "The fortune teller said I'll get a big sum of money when I'm 65, and it's an amount I've never seen before in my life." Qin Chen hesitated for a moment and asked, "Did your son burn it for you?" Nanjingchen. Qin Chen said impatiently, "Can you quit that time travel group? It's annoying to listen to. There's not a single serious time traveler in there. No, there is one, and he's a pimp for rich women in the inner world." Nanjingchen stubbornly said, "What if there's a real one?" Then, Wang Yun and Bai Wanner walked into the classroom. When they saw that Qin Chen and Nanjingchen had switched seats, they were stunned for a moment. Bai Wanner asked in English, "Why did they switch seats?" Wang Yun smiled, "Who knows, don't worry about it." "Wait," Bai Wanner asked again, "didn't the teacher say he's a good student? Can he understand what we're saying?" Wang Yun turned her head and looked at Qin Chen seriously. She saw Qin Chen looking down at the math competition paper, checking and filling in the answers without any pause. This Haiqing top student even followed Qin Chen's problem-solving steps for a while, then confirmed that every step was correct, not just pretending. Wang Yun said, "Haizhong teacher said that it's difficult for small city students who have good grades in English to communicate in English because they only study for exams, and the listening part of the college entrance examination is not a formal score. Look, he's not distracted at all while doing the paper." Thank you for listening to this episode of the audio novel, The Timeless Hunter. If you enjoy this channel, click subscribe for more fascinating English audio novels. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, turn on notifications, or share on social media below so you can find this channel again. Let us know your thoughts. See you next time.